Today we will study an instrument called meter bridge. It is an instrument which is used to find the unknown resistance and also used to compare the resistances, ratio of the resistances, and that device is called as a meter bridge. It works on the principle of Wheatstone network. Now, what is the principle of the Wheatstone network? So, a Wheatstone network is said to be balanced when the value of the 4 ohm resistors are so chosen that the current flowing through the galvanometer is 0. That means galvanometer should show a null deflection. Then that network or bridge is said to be balanced. On that principle, now this instrument meter bridge is working. Okay. Now it is mainly used to find the unknown resistance. Now here we have taken R as the unknown resistor. That value we are going to find. In some cases, we are going to find the ratio of the resistances. Okay. Now, what does this meter bridge consist of? That we will study. Now, it consists of a 1 meter length wire. Now, this yellow color line, it is a 1 meter length wire. It is stretched and fixed at 2 L-shaped metal strips. L-shaped metal strip end alli ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. Now this wire is having a uniform cross sectional area. So throughout the wire area ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತದೆ, it is uniform ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. Then we have a small metal strip which is placed between the 2 L-shaped strips, making 2 gaps. So one is the left gap and this side is, we call it as right gap. In the left gap, we are going to connect an unknown resistor whose resistance has to be determined. In the right gap, that is R, here we have taken that resistor as R. Now here in the right gap, we are connecting a standard resistor, known resistor. Standard known resistor is connected in the right gap. Okay. Then we have a galvanometer. Now galvanometer one end is connected to the point B and the another end is connected to the meter length wire through a jockey, which is nothing but a sliding contact. Now that jockey or sliding contact, it is made to move or made to slide on the wire. It is made to slide on the wire. Now AC, across AC we have connected a battery through a key. Across AC we have connected a battery through a key. So therefore, so in this network, now look at the points. Here it is A and it is B and C and D. Now across AC we are connecting the battery. Therefore AC is called the battery arm. Clear? Now across BD we are connecting a galvanometer. Therefore BD corresponds to galvanometer arm. Now these 4 resistors, here R, here S, here if you take it as L1 and it is 100 minus L1. It forms Wheatstone bridge. Now that is AB arm and BC, AD and DC. They form 4 arms of the Wheatstone bridge, and hence this meter bridge works on the principle of Wheatstone bridge. Now here we have a 1 meter length scale which is going to measure at what point we will get a null deflection or the zero deflection, and that length we call it as balancing length. Balancing length anta adanna navu karitivi. Now that is the structure or construction of the meter bridge. Now we are using this meter bridge to determine the unknown resistor R. Let me take R as the unknown resistor. The unknown resistor is always connected in the left gap, okay, and a known standard resistor is connected in the right gap. Here S is some standard resistor. When the circuit connections are made, okay. Now this joy key, switch is closed, then joy key is sliding. It is made to slide on the wire so that galvanometer shows certain deflection. Now this ADRM of length, balancing length L, initially we will take L, okay. ADRM with a balancing length L, it has a resistance of RCM into L. ಆ ADRM ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಂತ್ L ಅನ್ನ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ L. ಇದು L1 is a ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕೇಸು. ಆ ADRM ನ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ತದೆ, ಆ ವೈರ್ನ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, we have to multiply the length of the wire by its resistance per centimeter. Now RCM corresponds to the value of the resistance of that particular wire of length 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter length ನ ವೈರ್ ಅನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿರ್ತದೋ ಆ ಲೆಂತ್ ಅನ್ನ, ಆ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ RCM ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. If I multiply it by length, then that gives the resistance of the RM AD. Then obviously what is the resistance of the RM? CD. Resistance of the RM CD becomes, CD is equal to, it is once again RCM, resistance per unit centimeter, multiplied by the length of that CD RM. The length is, since it is 1 meter length, that is 100 centimeter. 1 meter, that we have taken 100 centimeter in terms of centimeter, no? Okay, therefore it becomes 100 minus L. CD, resistance of the CDRM is RCM into 100 minus L. RCM is resistance per unit centimeter and the length 100 minus L. That gives us CD. So therefore these four, AB. Now obviously what is AB? AB is capital R and BCRM. Now BCRM resistance is S ohm ಅಂತಂದೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು R ಇದೆ, S ಇದೆ, AD, CD ಇದೆ. So therefore this network forms Wheatstone bridge. Wheatstone bridge ಅನ್ನ formation ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So here BD is the galvanometer RM and AC is the battery RM. So therefore applying the balancing condition of the Wheatstone network, now AB by BC. If I write balancing condition ಅನ್ನು apply ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, so AB by BC, it should be equal to AD by DC. It should be equal to AD by DC ಅಥವಾ CD ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಹೇಳಿ. Now what is AB? It is the resistance R. What is BC? It is the standard resistance S. That is equal to AD. That resistance, AD resistance is this much, RCM into balancing length divided by CD. It is RCM into 100 minus L. Now look here, resistance per unit centimeter, resistance per unit centimeter get cancels. Therefore, from this relation, what is the value of R? The value of R is equal to, now S cross multiply ಆಗ್ತದೆ, it is S into L divided by 100 minus L. So by using this simple relation, we can find out what is the unknown resistor connected in the left gap. Now one thing here you should remember, we are using a metal strip. Okay, look here, we are using a metal strip. We are not at all using a wire, a metal strip of larger area. Why the area of the metal strip is larger? We know from the relation of resistance, it depends on directly on length and inversely on area. So since we are increasing the area, therefore the resistance of the metal strip becomes smaller and smaller and smaller and can be neglected. Otherwise, either resistance ಅನ್ನು find out ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ metal strip na resistance add agi ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. In order to avoid that resistance of the metal strip, their areas are made little bit larger so that their contribution to the resistance R and S should be neglected. That you should remember. And one more important, in a Wheatstone network, if we interchange the battery and the galvanometer, is there any change in the balancing condition? No, the balancing condition remains the same. The battery arm ಮತ್ತೆ galvanometer arm ಅನ್ನು ಏನಾದರೂ ಬೈ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಏನಾದರೂ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ there is no change in the balancing condition, it remains the same ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಹೇಳಿ. Okay, by this relation we can easily find out what is the unknown resistor R. Now we will work out how we are going to find this resistance practically. Okay, we are going to do one practical in the lab. Okay, now an unknown resistor R is connected in the left gap, a standard resistance S is connected in the right gap. A standard resistance is unplugged in the right gap, that is S. Now the jockey sliding contact is made to contact with the wire, then the galvanometer shows deflection in one side. Now that jockey or sliding contact is slightly moved away from the point A. It is slightly moved away from the point A so that the deflection goes on, decreases in the galvanometer. At some particular point, at a length here we have shown L1. At a length here we have shown L1. The galvanometer shows zero deflection or null deflection. If you move away from the point D, then obviously the galvanometer shows in the opposite direction. It shows deflection in the opposite direction. So if you move away from D, it shows on the right side deflection, and if you are moving towards the point A, it is showing the left side deflection. If that is the case, then find out the point at which the galvanometer shows zero deflection. Now let me take that length as L1. So L1 is the length from the point A at which the galvanometer shows null or zero deflection. That length we have taken L1. Then what is the length DC becomes? It becomes 100 minus L1. Clearly? Okay. Then by using this simple relation, therefore the resistance of unknown resistance R is equal to, the formula becomes S into, in the first case we are having a balancing length L1, so divided by, next it is 100 minus L1. We have now the value of the S, that is some standard value, and we are measuring the length from A. So A ಇಂದ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗಿರೋದು ಮೀಟರ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮೆಜರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಲೆಂತ್ ಅನ್ನ. ಇದು 100 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಇದಾನೆ, ಅದನ್ನ 100 ಮೈನಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ the remaining DC length ನಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. Now substituting and simplifying, we are getting the value of the unknown resistor. Now the experiment is repeated by choosing different value of S. Different value of an S ಅನ್ನು choose ಮಾಡಿ, so ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಲೆಂತ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಕರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿ R ಅನ್ನ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. Then finally we will take the average of all the readings. Now that average value gives the value of the unknown resistor. Why we are repeating the experiment 3 to 4 trials? Because in order to avoid if there is any error, there is a possibility of finding the point, balancing point, possibility of error in finding the balancing length. That error can be overcome by taking several trials. And one more important thing you should remember while doing the experiment is, we have to choose the value of S such that the balancing length, it should be between 25 centimeter to 75 centimeter, that much. Or the balancing length is around the midway of this wire. ಆ ವೈರ್ ನ ಮಧ್ಯಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಚೆ ಈಚೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಬರೋ ಹಾಗೆ we have to take the value of standard resistance. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತಲೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬರಬಾರ್ದು, 25% ಗಿಂತಲೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬರಬಾರ್ದು, 75% ಗಿಂತಲೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ there is more error to be involved in measuring the balancing length. The best suitable values means the value of S should be such that the balancing length is around 50 centimeter. 50 centimeter ಆಚೆ ಈಚೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಹತ್ತಿರದಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ಬರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ನಾವು value of S ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು choose ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು we are going to find the value of the unknown resistor. Similarly, we can find the ratio of the resistors. Ratio of the resistors ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು? So work out ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Now one thing you should remember, so balancing length is always you might be confused. Where should I take the balancing length, from A or from C? For that one, the simple logic is to which terminal you are going to connect the battery positive. From that terminal, you should take the balancing length. ಯಾವ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಗೆ ನೀವು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಬ್ಯಾಟರಿಯನ್ನು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರೋ ಆ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಇಂದ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಅಂತಂದೇಳಿ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್. We'll solve one problem. In a meter bridge, as shown in the figure, the null point is found to be at a distance of 33.7 centimeter initially from point A. If now a resistance of 12 ohm and another additional resistance of 12 ohm is connected in parallel with S, then the null point is 51.9 centimeter. Determine the value of R and S. So they have given this network. We have to determine the value of R and S. At one particular condition, the balancing length L is 33.7 centimeter. Okay, at one particular condition. Now a 12 ohm resistor is connected across S in parallel. ಆ S ಗೆ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ 51.9 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್. ಆ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೋ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೋ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಿ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಎಸ್ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದ, ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಂತ್ 33.7 ಇತ್ತು. ಈಗ ಎಸ್ ಗೆ ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಒಂದು ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ನ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. If it is connected in parallel, then the effective resistance decreases. So obviously, now this side increases and this side decreases. Since the right hand side resistance decreases, this length should decrease. That is, DC should decrease. So therefore, AD has to increase. ಈ ಅರ್ಥ ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಎಸ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಈ ಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Okay, now here given, I will start from here. A solution. Now first case only, so balancing length is given, how much it is? 33.7 centimeter. Okay, then what is 100 minus L? Obviously 100 minus L is 100 minus 33, 100 minus 33.7. Now that is equal to 66.3 centimeter. 100 minus L is 66.3 centimeter. Since the galvanometer is showing at this point null deflection, this Wheatstone bridge is balanced. Therefore, we will apply the balancing condition relation, that is R divided by S is equal to L divided by 100 minus L. R divided by S is equal to L divided by 100 minus L, that we know. Therefore, R divided by S is equal to L, that is 33.7 divided by 100 minus L, that is 66.3. Okay. Now call this as equation 1. We are getting one equation. The first case. Now what he is going to do? He is going to connect a 12 ohm resistor across the standard resistor. Yes. Now they are connecting another resistor here in parallel. Another resistor they have connected. It is of 12 ohms. Okay. What happens then? The balancing length increases. Now for the second case, we have to calculate the equivalent of these two parallel combination. So therefore, when 12 ohm is connected across S, they become parallel. Therefore, the equivalent S equivalent is equal to, for that one we are applying, when two resistors are connected in parallel, what is the equivalent resistance? R equivalent is equal to R1 R2, that we know. R equivalent is equal to R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2, that is 1 upon R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. R equivalent ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪ್ಯಾರಲಲ್ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ RP ಅಂತಂದು ಕರೆದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. RP is equal to R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2 ಅಂತಂದು ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಕರೆದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. So that formula use ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, therefore S equivalent is equal to, first resistor is S into the second one is 12 divided by S plus 12. Okay. Now we have to apply the balancing condition formula. So S equivalent ಗೆ balancing length ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? New balancing length ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಎಷ್ಟು? So L is equal to how much we are getting? It is 51.9 centimeter. Then obviously what is 100 minus L? 100 minus L is 100 and subtract ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ it is 48.1 centimeter. 48.1 centimeter. Okay. Now for the second case we are applying the balancing condition. So therefore, now the balancing condition, the new balancing condition is R divided by S equivalent. First case ಅಲ್ಲಿ R by S ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, 12 ohm resistor connect ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಬಂತು. 12 ohm resistor connect ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ R divided by S equivalent ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So that is equal to L divided by 100 minus L. Therefore R divided by S equivalent is equal to L 51.9 and this one is 48.1. By chance ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವನನ್ನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ L1 ಅಂತ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನ್ಯೂ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ L2 ಅಂತಂದು ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಬರೀಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ L1 ಲೆಂತ್, ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಂತ್ L1 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇವನನ್ನು L2 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ R by S equivalent is equal to 51.9 divided by 48. Now S equivalent ಗೆ ಇದು substitution. Now substituting that one. Therefore R divided by S equivalent ಗೆ it is 12S divided by S plus 12 is equal to 51.9 divided by 48.1. Now rearranging the terms, I will get R by S into S plus 100, sorry, S plus 12 divided by 12. Terms rearrange ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ is equal to 51.9 divided by 48.1. Let me call this as equation 2. Okay. Now here we are having R by S. Now substitute the value of R by S from equation 1. Equation 1 ಇಂದ R by S ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು substitution ಮಾಡುವ. Okay. R by S ಅನ್ನು substituting 1 into in equation 2. What we are going to get? Now R by S ಇದಾನೆ, So that is 33.7 divided by 66.3 into S is in S plus 12 divided by 12, that should be is equal to 51.9 divided by 48.1. Okay. So ನಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು rearrangement ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. S plus 12 divided by 12 is equal to 51.9 divided by 48.1 into cross multiply. ಈ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. 66.3 divided by 33.7. Okay. Now this further becomes S plus 12 is equal to, calculator ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. into 12 ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗಿತ್ತು 12 ಬರ್ತದೆ. Okay. So therefore S plus 12 is equal to ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟರ್ ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, so I will get 25.5. Okay. Therefore what is S then? S is equal to 25.5 minus 12. Therefore I am getting S is equal to 13.5 ohms. So ನಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. R by S equivalent is equal to L divided by 100. S equivalent ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು from this relation. S equivalent ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ 12S divided by S plus 12 is equal to this much. ನಾವು R by S ಅನ್ನ ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು denominator S plus 12 goes to the numerator. Therefore S plus 12 divided by 12 ಬಂತು, ಈ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಹಾಕೊಂಡೆ. ನಾವು R by S ಗೆ equation 1 ಇಂದ substitution ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. Now substituting that one, I am getting this relation. Clear? Terms ಅನ್ನ rearrangement ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಬರ್ರಿ, simplify ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಬರ್ರಿ. So therefore S plus 12 ಈ ರೈಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 25.5 ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. Therefore S is equal to 13.5 ohms ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. Clear? Now substituting that value of S in equation 1. Now substituting that value of S in the equation 1, we will get R divided by, now S is 13.5 is equal to 33.7 divided by 66.3. Now 13.5 ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿ. Therefore R is equal to 33.7 divided by 66.3 multiplied by 13.5. So calculator ತಗೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ ಆಪರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. So if we simplify it, then we will get 6.86 ohms. 6.86 ohms. So therefore in this problem we are getting R is equal to 6.86 ohms and S is equal to 13.5 ohms. Like that we are solving the problems. Now we will study the last concept in this chapter, that is potentiometer. What is a potentiometer? It is an instrument used to compare the EMF of two cells and also used to compare and also used to find the internal resistance of the cell. So it is an instrument used to compare the EMF of two given cells and also used to determine the internal resistance of a cell. We are already familiar with internal resistance. What is internal resistance? The opposition to the flow of current inside the cell is called internal resistance. ಸೊ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎರಡು ಸೆಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಅವುಗಳ ಇ ಎಂ ಎಫ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ದಟ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರೂಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ potentiometer. Now, what is the principle of the potentiometer? The principle of the potentiometer is the potential drop across the wire or the EMF of the cell is directly proportional to the length of the balancing length of the wire. The potential drop across the wire is directly proportional to the balancing length of the proportional to the balancing length. That is the principle. On that principle this potentiometer is going to work. Or we can write this one as E is equal to phi into L, where phi is the potential drop per unit length, that is per centimeter. ಹೇಗೆ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೆದ್ವು, ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಪರ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಆ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಡ್ರಾಪಿಗೆ ಲೆಂತ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ದಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ದ ಇ ಎಂ ಎಫ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಗಿವನ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ನಾವು. ಓಕೆ, now what does this consist of? What does this potentiometer consist of? Now it consists of a long wire. In the lab we are using a 4 meter length wire. Since the length becomes very larger, therefore it is made into 4 pieces of 1 meter equal. Okay, and at the ends they are connected with a metal strip. Once again here that area of the strip is little bit larger so that its resistance should not be contributed. Metal strip na area ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಕಾರಣ ಅದರ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಡ್ ಆಗಬಾರದು, ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ನೆಗ್ಲಿಜಿಬಲ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಹೇಳಿ. Now this wire is having a 4 meter length wire is having a uniform cross sectional area and is fixed at the two terminals A and C. A ಮತ್ತೆ C ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. And across this AC we are connecting a battery ಅನ್ನು ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. And the current through the wire is adjusted by using a device called rheostat. ಇದನ್ನ rheostat ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. And it is connected to C through a key, that key K1 ಅಂತ ಕರೆಯುವ. Now this is the arrangement of potentiometer. Once again it works on the principle that the potential drop across the wire is directly proportional to the length of the wire. ಆ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. Okay, now we will study two important applications of this potentiometer. One is we are going to compare the EMF of two cells. To compare EMF of two cells. Second one, to find internal resistance. These are the two applications that we are going to work out. Now first application, to compare the EMF of two cells using potentiometer. Okay, now I will write two cells here. Now it is the first cell and here I am writing the second cell. Okay, now first cell of EMF E1 and the second cell of EMF E2. Okay, the positive terminals of the two cells are connected to the terminal A and their negative terminals are connected to a two-way key. Now this is one, a terminal 2, and here we have a terminal 3. It is a two-way key. Okay, the middle of the two-way key is connected to a galvanometer. Now it is connected to a galvanometer. The other terminal of the galvanometer is once again connected to a sliding contact which moves on it, which runs on the wire, uniform cross-sectional wire. Now this is the arrangement to compare the EMF of given two cells. Now how we are going to determine this one? Now first we are going to connect the terminal 1 and 3. We are connecting the terminal 1 and 3. If you connect so, then the cell E1 is connected in the secondary of the potentiometer. So 1 and 3 terminal connection ಆಯ್ತು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, so first cell E1 secondary of the potentiometer circuit ಗೆ ಅದು secondary circuit ಅಲ್ಲಿ connect ಆದಂಗೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Then obviously current flows in the wire. ಈ wire ಅಲ್ಲಿ AC wire ಅಲ್ಲಿ current flow ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು. Then the corresponding balancing length. Now we are sliding the joy key at some particular point, say N1. Say N1, we are getting null deflection in the galvanometer. Therefore, the balancing length AN1 is equal to, if I take it as L1, we are getting. Okay. Now L1 we are getting. Okay. Now apply Kirchhoff loop rule for this particular loop. A particular loop ಗೆ ನಾವೇನಾದರೂ Kirchhoff loop rule ನ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, for the loop A E1 terminal 1 terminal 3 then galvanometer then N1 and back to A. Okay. A ಇಂದ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು E1 1 3 galvanometer N1 and back to A. Now that is the one complete loop. If I apply Kirchhoff loop rule by taking the traverse in any direction, ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು direction ಅಲ್ಲಿ traverse ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು indicate ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, now I am taking the traverse in this direction, traverse direction ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Now here we are having a resistance here, A into N1. A into N1 is nothing but it is having a resistance of, it has a resistance. Therefore, what is the potential drop across AN1? AN1 alli potential drop ಏನು? That we will take it as phi into that length L1. What is phi? Potential drop per unit length, and multiply the balancing length L1. That is first case. Okay. Only one that wire is there, and that we are getting the potential drop. And if you come across this EMF, now in that case EMF, the current is flowing in this direction, but the direction of traverse is in the opposite direction. Current towards A ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, but direction of traverse cell ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. Therefore that EMF is taken as E1. So this is equal to 0. ಗ್ಯಾಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ಅವನಿಗೆ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ 0, ನೆಗ್ಲಿಜಿಬಲ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್, ಸೊ E1 is equal to 5 into L1 we are getting. Clear? Okay. Now I am removing this connection, that is terminal 1 3 connection I am removing. Now I am connecting 2 and 3. When the terminals 2 and 3 are connected, the EMF E2 is connected in the secondary of the potentiometer. Once again the same, and once again the current flows in the wire as shown in the direction ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಹಾಗೆ current flow ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು. Now here from this battery we are getting the current like this. So therefore in the wire the current is flowing in this direction. Okay. So now for the second cell we are getting a new balancing length somewhere here. Second cell ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಕರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ N2. ಲೆಟ್ ಮಿ ರೈಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ N2. Therefore AN2 is equal to L2 ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವ. Now once again applying Kirchhoff loop rule. ಆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೂಪ್ ಗೆ ನೀವು Kirchhoff loop rule ನ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಫಾರ್ ದ ಲೂಪ್ A E2 ಇಂದ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So terminal 2, terminal 3 and back to the galvanometer and to N2 and back to the terminal A. E loop ಗೆ, now look here, now this is the loop we are using. Now for this loop, if you apply Kirchhoff loop rule, as before, if I take the direction of traverse like this, ಆ ರೀತಿನೇ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಸೊ ಏನು ಬರ್ತದೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತರು, ಸೊ ವೈರ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ AN2 ವೈರ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಎಷ್ಟು, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ 5 into L2. ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್ ದ ವೈರ್ ಈಸ್ 5 into L2. ಅದೊಂದೇ ವೈರಲ್ಲಿ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಆಗೋದು. ದೆನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ direction of current is in opposite direction to the direction of traverse. Therefore, it is minus E2 is equal to 0, or E2 is equal to 5 into L2 we are getting. Now, what is our aim? Our aim is to compare the EMF of two cells, E1 by E2. So, therefore, E1 by E2 is 5 into L1 divided by 5 into L2. 5 is constant, it cancels. Therefore, E1 by E2 is equal to L1 by L2. Now, like this, we can compare the EMF of two cells. Second application, to find the internal resistance of a cell. Now, we can use the potentiometer to determine the internal resistance of a given cell. Now, in the secondary circuit, we are having a cell whose internal resistance has to be found out. Okay? It is connected. And across the cell, we are connecting a standard resistance box along with a key. A standard resistance box along with a key we are using. And these two are connected here. Okay. Now this, so here terminal A, and this terminal is connected to the galvanometer. Galvanometer is connected to the jockey, and it is at some point N1. Now, how we are going to do the experiment? Now, K1 is closed. Now, first K1 is closed and K2 open. K1 close ಮಾಡಿದಿರಿ, K2 open ಇಟ್ಟಿದಿರಿ. Now the jockey is moved on the wire. At some particular point, say N1, we are getting a null deflection. Then obviously the balancing length AN1 is equal to L1 anta agtade. So therefore, since this circuit is not drawing any current, since it is open, ಈ key open ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಈ ರೆಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. therefore ಇಲ್ಲೇನು EMF ಇದೆಯೋ ಅವನು proportional to the balancing length ಆಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. therefore the EMF of the cell is equal to 5 into L1 ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. What is 5? It is potential per unit length. Voltage per unit length or potential per unit length ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಅದನ್ನ 5 ಅನ್ನ. therefore E is equal to 5 into L1 ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. That is first step. Now second step, K1 closed. Then K2 is also closed. ಇಬ್ರು ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. K1 already close ಆಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ. Now K2 is closed. As and when K2 is closed, now this circuit draws current from the battery. ಆ ರೆಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟರಿಯಿಂದ ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಆಗ್ತದೋ, now what is the potential across this one? It is nothing but the terminal potential. ಅದನ್ನ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? That terminal potential ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Then we are going to get a new balancing length. So if I take this as N2 for the new balancing length, N2 ನಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಯಾಕೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬಂತು ನೋಡಿ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇವನು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್, L2 ಲೆಂತ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ therefore the new balancing length AN2 is equal to L2. So here L2 is always less than L1 ಆಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. L2 is always less than L1 ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. Therefore, the terminal potential V is equal to 5 into L2 ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. Now take the ratio of these two. Therefore, E by V is equal to L1 by L2. Clear? Now by the definition of EMF and voltage, we are having two relations. Now EMF is given by the current I into capital R, the external resistance, plus small r, the internal resistance. That relation we know. And by the definition of terminal potential, V is equal to, by using Ohm's law, we can write it as V is equal to I into R. ಎರಡು relation ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. Now take the ratio of these two. Therefore, E by V is equal to R plus R divided by R. Okay. Here E by V is equal to L1 by L2. E by V is equal to R plus R divided by capital R. Now comparing those two, we get L1 by L2 is equal to R plus R divided by capital R. So L1 by L2, this can be written as 1 plus R by R. 1 plus R by R anta baribodu. Now rearrange the terms. Finally we get capital R into L1 by L2 minus 1. Now by using this relation, we can find the internal resistance of a cell. ನಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. So one note, why we are using a 4 meter length wire in the case of a potentiometer. Meter bridge ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 meter ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, potentiometer ಅಲ್ಲಿ 4 meter ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. 4 meter ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದ್ರಿಂದ what happens? How much amount of voltage is applied? It is divided across the 4 meter length wire. That means potential per unit length, in this case unit centimeter, in this case it decreases. That means the potentiometer is more sensitive compared to the meter bridge. ಅಂದ್ರೆ meter bridge ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 meter length wire, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4 meter length wire, 1 meter length wire across ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 volts drop ಆದ್ರೆ, 1 meter length wire ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 volts drop ಆದ್ರೆ 1 meter ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it is 100 centimeter. 100 centimeter length ಗೆ so 2 volts drop ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ per centimeter ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ? So it is 0.02 volt per centimeter. ಇದು ಯಾವ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ? ಮೀಟರ್ ಬ್ರಿಡ್ಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದೇ ನಾವು ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯೋಮೀಟರ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ 4 ಮೀಟರ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, 4 ಮೀಟರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 400 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ? 2 volts ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಆದ್ರೆ, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಪರ್ ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ವೋಲ್ಟೇಜ್ ಡ್ರಾಪ್? ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ಲೆಸ್ಸರ್ ದನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 1 by 200, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 0.005 ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ ಮೀಟರ್. 0.005 ವೋಲ್ಟ್. ಇದು 0.02 ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ, 0.005. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ potentiometer is more sensitive compared to that of meter bridge. That's why we are using 4 meter.